guys actually said the other day they have no plans to invest in college affordability because they don't want to, they can't give away money to every interest group. That's what they say. I don't think the young people of America are an interest group. I don't think they're a special interest. I think they're the future of this country. And that's why all the young people who are out there today, I'll make a deal with you right now. If you commit to serve your community or your country, if you serve in the military or you serve in the Peace Corps, if you work in an underserved hospital or underserved school, if you work in a veterans home or a homeless shelter, whatever you choose to serve in, we will guarantee that you will be able to afford to go to college, no ifs, ands, or buts. America will invest in you. Together we will make this country forward. Finally, St. Louis, I'll take on the corruption in Washington on Wall Street.
All right.
Make sure a crisis like this can never, ever happen again.
Yeah.
We're going to put in some common sense regulations,
All right.
some rules of the road that I've been calling for since March, rules that will keep our market free and fair and honest, rules that will restore accountability and responsibility in our corporate courtrooms. And just as we demand accountability on Wall Street, we're going to demand it in Washington. Now, that's why I'm not going to just stand here and simply tell you how I'm going to spend money. I'm going to tell you how we're going to save money. I'll do what you have to do in your own family budget. When things get tight, we're going to make sure that we spend our money wisely. I'll go through the entire federal budget, page by page, line by line. We will eliminate programs that don't work and aren't needed. And we'll start by ending the war in Iraq that's costing us. Cutting waste, improving management, strengthening oversight. By the way, if you thought I can do just remember, I passed ethics reform legislation in Illinois. I passed ethics reform legislation in Washington. I did not take money from PACs, and I did not take money from lobbyists. They have not funded my campaign. They will not run my White House, and they will not drown out the voices of the You funded me. I will be fighting for you. These are the changes and reforms we need. A new era of responsibility and accountability on Wall Street and in Washington. Common sense regulations to prevent crises like we've seen in the last month. Investments in the technology and innovation that will restore prosperity, lead to new jobs, a new economy for the 21st century. Bottom-up growth that gives every American a fair shot at the American dream. And above all, confidence. Confidence in America. Confidence in our economy. Confidence in ourselves. I won't pretend that this will be easy. I won't pretend it will be quick. We will all need to sacrifice. We'll all need to pull our weight. I can put more money in education, but only a parent can turn off the TV set and make sure that child does their homework. I can invest in new technology for energy independence, but think of if every person here decided to use energy more wisely, turn off the lights, and check the tire gauge on your car. You know, we are all in this together. This country, the dream it represents, we're being tested in a way that we haven't seen in nearly a century. And future generations will judge ours by how we responded to this test. Will they say this was a time when America lost its nerve? When we lost our purpose? When we allowed our petty differences, our broken politics, to plunge this country into a dark and painful recession? Or will they say this was another one of those moments when America overcame? when we battle back from adversity, when we recognize our common stake in each other. St. Louis, this is one of those moments. I know you're cynical. I know many of you are fed up with politics. I understand you're disappointed and even angry with your leaders. You've got every right to be. But despite all of this, I ask of you what's been asked of Americans in times of trial and turmoil throughout our history. I ask you to believe. Believe in yourselves, in each other, and in the future we can build together. Because together we can't fail. Not when we have a crisis to solve, not when we have an economy to save, not when there's so many Americans without jobs and without homes, not when there's families who can't afford to see a doctor or send their child to college or pay their bills at the end of the month, not when there's a generation that is counting on us to give them the same opportunities, the same chances that somebody gave us. We are 17 days away from changing this country. 17 days. For those who are getting a little cocky, I just want to remind you, Democrats have a way of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. I remember what it felt like when all the polls said I was going to win in New Hampshire and I lost. I learned the lesson with my great friend and supporter Hillary Clinton. You can't let up. You can't pay too much attention to the polls. We've got to keep making our case for change. We've got to keep fighting for every vote. We've got to keep running through that finish line. This election is too important to take anything for granted. A future that you and I seek for our children is too important to let us out. The change is coming if we work. The change is coming if we decide to come together. Now, and just remember that Americans have done this before. I look at this magnificent arch, this magnificent gateway. And it reminds me that somewhere in our past, we had a parent or a grandparent who said, you know what, I might not be able to make it, but I'm going to go west because if I take that chance, then maybe my child, maybe my grandchild will make it. I think of all those immigrants who said, well, I might not have freedom in my home country, but if I travel across the ocean to America, then maybe I'll have freedom. Maybe my child will have freedom. I might not be able to mind my own business, but maybe my grandchild will have their own business. I might not be able to go to college, but if I work hard in this dirty, tough job, maybe someday my grandchild will go to college. I might not be able to vote, but maybe someday my grandchild will be able to run for president of the United States. That's what this election is about. That's what we're fighting for. And if each of you will stand with me, if you will organize with me, if you will talk to your friends and neighbors on my behalf, I promise you that we will not just win Missouri, we will win this general election, and you and I together, we will change this country and change the world. God bless you.